today I wanted to start off by addressing some things that are and have been said about me, mainly just drama and rumors. I want to defend myself, but I also want to say that the last thing I want to do is incite more drama and hate. And I know a lot of you guys will say that the best thing to do is to ignore everything and not add any more fuel to the flame. And normally I'd completely agree with you, but I feel it's gotten to a point where even other streamers are perpetuating false narratives of me, and I would just like to offer my perspective, if only for my own peace of mind. And also, I know that as viewers, you guys can only really make judgments based off of what you actually see or hear, and there are always multiple sides to a story, but I'm not here to convince everyone of my side. That's not my goal. I just want to give people an actual choice in what they choose to believe, after presenting my perspective, of course. So all of this won't be in any particular order. I did write some stuff down, so if you see me look at my screen, that's why. Some things will be chronological for convenience's sake. I'll be explaining my perspective, listing the facts that I have, and then I will ask you guys if there's anything I can clarify. I will start with the easiest thing to address, and I will end with the Albert situation. So, one moment. Let's start off with the Michaela rumors. Now, I realize that all of this happened back in May and July, but I noticed some people bring it up within the last week. So, here are my exhibits. So, as you see, it's not really something that I wanted to bring up, but since people keep talking about it, I figured it might be good. So, the general consensus, which you can kind of just read for yourself, seems to be that I privately messaged Michaela and got mad at her for saying another girl is prettier than me. Before I get into this, I want to make it clear that Michaela gave me permission to show these DMs as proof. She actually gave me permission months ago when this actually happened. At the time, I didn't want to show the DMs because I thought it would be adding fuel to the flame and I thought all the drama would die down. But since people keep bringing it up, I figured maybe now's a good time. And I asked her again a couple days ago and she agreed. So, let me bring it up. Actually, before I show you guys, I'll explain the situation. There was a clip posted on LSF of Michaela talking to Miskiff. She said something along the lines of, "I think Maya is prettier than Pokimane." Fair statement. It was upvoted and huge discussion threads emerged. Michaela then private messaged me about the clip and apologized. I wasn't even aware of the clip before she had messaged me about it. We had a long discussion between us two where we ended up empathizing with each other, and we came to an understanding where I accepted her apology and said that I really appreciated the fact that she took the effort to actually reach out and talk to me. So here is that DM, and as you can see, she says, "Not sure if you'll see this anytime, but they posted me on LSF, blah, 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 blah." And then I say, "Oof, just saw it," and we have our back and forth. So, anyways, you guys can see that, you guys can see what happened. There was also a clip where she mentioned our conversation and how she thought that I didn't like her because of this incident. And because of that, people twisted it into a situation where it painted me as being insecure and petty. And again, please keep in mind, she had already messaged me and apologized at that point, and we had already peacefully reconciled. She tried to clarify her stance in the thread of the second clip, and I actually personally messaged her and thanked her for actually trying to do that. So I just want to make it clear I have zero ill will towards Michaela. And looking back, I actually really like how we handled the situation. And that's why I didn't feel the need to address it publicly back then. But because people keep bringing it up, I wanted to set the record straight. I'm also very lucky that Michaela agreed to show these DMs. And I hope that from now on, people will stop trying to make it seem like we dislike each other or spread lies about how I went out of my way to message her or dislike her for saying another girl is prettier, because that simply has never been true. I know chat is wildin' right now. I'm considering putting it in subs only mode just to kind of calm everyone down a little bit. Thoughts? I actually think a lot of non-subs even want it in sub-only mode. Actually, I also kind of want... I will unsub mode it later, but I do want to see... Freaking missing. I'm on it. I do want to see if there's anything that I can clarify. This is the time for it, but all I really see right now are emotes. So I'll submode it for now, and if there's anything that I can clarify, please let me know. If there's plebs that want to say anything, I will unsubmode it later, so let me know at the end as well. All right, let's talk about the Sliker situation. I unfollowed Sliker on Twitch because I don't watch his stream often. It was not personal at all. I tend to keep my following list relevant to channels that I watch frequently at the time. For example, I unfollow League channels when I'm not really playing League much, and once I'm back into the game, I follow channels that are League related when my interest pops up again. I do this only because, let me show you guys. I pressed the wrong button, I'm sorry. As you guys can see, you can only see so many channels are live at once. Okay, that's really the only reason why. And also, I made sure to do this after Twitch hid the tab that shows who you're following, because I didn't want it to send any sort of message or for people to be checking that and be making an issue out of it. Apparently, you actually have to go to a third-party website to check who follows or unfollows you. And I only found this out recently. But I did tell him all of this privately. Unfortunately, we couldn't come to a peaceful understanding. And I mean, he has the right to believe whatever he wants to believe. It was not my intention to send any sort of message to him. And I still follow him on Twitter, even though he unfollowed me. Like with Michaela, I have no ill will. And it was, again, another situation that was kind of blown out of proportion. And here's what everyone's actually here for. The Daft drama. I need to pull up receipts and such. So, the Daft drama really came out of left field for me. After the Sliker incident, where me and him spoke privately, I was browsing profiles on Twitter and I noticed that she unfollowed me. To give some context, me and Daph started following each other after we met at TwitchCon. I remember specifically because I took a funny picture of her and Hachu, and I followed them both at the same time so that I could DM them that picture. Let me show that real quick. So this is it. It is a really cute pic. I don't mind showing what I wrote, but of course I won't show their replies. I DM'd her again at the beginning of October. Again, I won't show the exact messages for privacy reasons, but it was just a compliment. And I'm only showing this to show the dates. As you can see, early October, just to show that we spoke a month ago and that she was following me at the time. And the reason that I show this is because of a clip that I will show you guys for context.
And given the...
Alright, one sec. I don't know where my camera went. Professional streamer, by the way. Oh, alright, this one.
I just thought it was crazy that she has her head so far up her own ass that she thinks I unfollowed her because she unfollowed Sliker, which Sliker talked about on his stream. But in reality, I unfollowed her months ago because I don't watch her stuff.
So that directly contradicts the screenshot I just showed you guys of us talking 1 month ago. And then the second clip, which is this.
Like the weird subtweeting shit she does, I really don't give a shit. I literally had her on mute. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna unfollow. And then she asked me, and I was like, I don't watch your stuff. And then she was like, oh, so it's about Sliker. I'm like, no, I don't watch your stuff. And then she kept sending me like the blushing smile emoji. And I was like, this is weird as fuck. Because I don't think you're making that same expression in real life. I think you are seething. It's like the weird, no, it's not, it's like the blushing one where he goes like, yeah, that one. It's like, what the fuck? This is kind of weird, dude. Ruthless businesswoman? I'm sorry that I can't be your gateway for making LSF like you more. That's not on me, dude. And given the
Just wanted to give context so I can address my issues with her. And it admittedly hurt watching those clips, especially the head up ass comment, because I remember even 1 or 2 years ago, my friends linked me her stream and me and Skara dropped by. We said hi, we chatted for a bit. The atmosphere was really friendly and nice. So all of this was really unexpected. And everything that I will describe today is my entire history with her. Also, I want to note, I usually wouldn't ask why someone unfollowed me, but I noticed she unfollowed me shortly after the Sliker incident, and that kind of got to my head. But mostly because I know we have a lot of mutual friends. I wanted to make sure that there were no issues between us. I especially wanted to make sure that there wouldn't be any future awkward situations. And I wanted to know if I had done anything to upset her. Since she already leaked the messages, I would like to show them to you guys now. Blushy face. So these are the DMs. I may have wrongfully assumed her response was in direct connection to what I had told Sliker privately on why I unfollowed him. So let me explain. Basically, the day before this, I spoke with Sliker and I said, I only unfollowed you on Twitch because I don't watch your content. And I know that her and Sliker are friends, so I figured perhaps they had talked about the situation, and so she was doing to me exactly what I said to Sliker. And I even mentioned to him, I was like, if I wanted to send a message, I would have unfollowed you on Twitter or something. So perhaps it was just coincidental, and if I misunderstood, I genuinely apologize for that. I really just wanted to know if it was about Sliker or any other drama, because I would have been happy to give her my side of the story in private in hopes to smooth things over between all three of us. So since her response was the same thing the second time around, I quickly realized she didn't want to talk about it. So I said, okay, good luck with everything. About the emotes, I genuinely did not have any bad intention with them. I used 2 smiley faces. I use emotes a lot, perhaps to a fault. You guys can see that in my tweets and messages overall. It may have had the opposite effect of what I had intended, which was to make it clear that it wasn't something that I was upset about. I was just simply curious about it. The memes have been pretty great though, so don't stop that. Either way, moving on. One sec. I'm like doing a PowerPoint over here. Moving on, I also feel like ultimately she was dishonest with me, and the reason I believe that is because of the comment she left on Reddit. And I mean, it's a lot to read, so I'll just pull up the part I'm referring to, which is just that she said, "I gave into pettiness because I don't like what she said to me and done to my friends, and that everyone has to be so hush hush." And that made it clear to me that her issue with me was not just because she didn't watch my content, but it had more to do with how I supposedly treated her friends and her, which I am still unsure about. It's simply inconsistent with what she told me privately. I do understand, though, she's friends with two people that I'm no longer associated with, and that might cause complications. At the very least, I'm glad that you guys can see my entire history of interactions with her and judge for yourselves. It also, I won't lie, it rubbed me the wrong way that I spoke to her around noon Japan time, and by that same afternoon, she was on stream talking about me, fully well knowing what would come out of that. And all the comments she's made regarding me having my head up my own ass and feeling like she needs to defend her friends from this evil, ruthless businesswoman does make me feel like I wasn't far off the mark. I'm not excusing what I said, though. I'm just explaining where I was coming from. Either way, I hope this sheds some light on the situation and helps people realize things aren't just black and white. And regarding her stance on my subtweeting, if you follow the timeline of the moment she followed me to now, I've made one subtweet, and I do regret it. It was a serious and really emotional incident that I'll talk about in a moment, and it's the only subtweet you'll find from me in months. You guys can feel free to scroll through my Twitter yourself. In my opinion, it's just another false narrative for drama. I really always try to solve things privately because publicizing things is a lose-lose situation for everyone except Reddit. But I feel like because I like to handle things privately, it's damaged the public perception of me, which really sucks. I want to quickly look at chat. Is there anything that I can elaborate on? I know so many people don't even know what I'm talking about, but I know a lot of people do. You shouldn't have to clear your name. Unfortunately, I don't feel that way. If you guys see any questions in chat that you also have, just copy paste them too. So reiterate that you said it was due to Sliker because Daft gave the same reason you did for unfollowing. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm just clarifying why I asked her if it was about Sliker, which is because I said the exact same thing to Sliker that she said to me the very next day. So I thought that they had discussed it and that she was basically making a meme out of it by doing the same thing to me. Does that make sense? But I could have been wrong, but also, considering the comments she's made about me, it does kind of make sense. Either way, I shouldn't have gone about it in that manner because it was clear she wasn't going to talk to me about it either way. Why do you even care if someone unfollowed you? Again, I was just asking because I know we have mutual friends and I didn't want there to be any awkwardness in person at events or any further drama, I like to address things privately because I don't want there to be any issues. And if there were, like, I would have loved to talk to her about my side and maybe smooth things over and fix things. That's why I asked. Anything else?